Well, hi there and welcome to another edition of What's the Word in association with Ladbrokes. This week I'm joined by Johnny Ward and Brendan Duke, and of course the flat is back, so looking forward to that. The L word just around the corner as well, the Lincoln. Brendan, one of your favourite days, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I mean, it's a lovely spring day out there today, Tom, and it's a rite of spring, the first day of the flat.
Snow is long forgotten.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you ever watch the TV show The L Word? Well, you see, you won't be honest. You probably did. It was just a documentary about a series of lesbian friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was
leaving it there for you.
It was entertaining.
The flat season, you enjoyed your time down in Aiden's during the week. Yeah. Did you get a few clues?
Not really, no. But he's in great form. If a man can be judged on his general kind of happiness in terms of what the season holds, Aiden's going to have 50 Group 1 winners this season. You know, he's in great form. I think Anna was there as well, and just having her around, given the year that they had with her, makes him appreciate the things that matter in life. But yeah, he's just. Do you know what the interesting was though? These big horses he has that are by Deep Impact, Saxon-Murray and September, in particular. I was looking at footage of Deep Impact actually coming in here, and what a sire he has been. He doesn't have any 2-year-olds by him this season, which I say he's disappointed about, because he had a select handful last year. So that'll be something that disappointed him. So he's putting his faith in Scat Daddy, No Nay Never, and obviously Warfront, I suppose, with all these Galileo bred mares that he can match with Galileo. Yeah,
absolutely. A couple of horses to follow for the season. We're going to ask you to pick 3 for the flat, Brendan. So have you got 3 you look forward to?
Yes.
Hopefully you're not going to say like Saxon Warrior.
No, I'm going to say the Pentagon, because he's going to win the Derby. Remarkable horse given his pedigree that he even appeared on the track as a 2-year-old. Never mind have the speed to win over 7 furlongs. I think he'll win the Derby. I'll put up another one called La Trobe, who is trained by Joseph O'Brien, and I'm reliably informed is named after the first governor of Victoria.
Okay, doke.
Yeah.
Is Lloyd Williams on or something?
He does. Oh. He does. Yeah. He just connects the dots, that young fella, doesn't he? Yeah.
Go on.
Ran a really nice race. He's by Camelot, actually. I expect Camelot to have a really big year this year as well. By Camelot, should have won on debut. Various things went wrong, but he should have won. He's a horse that looks like he's a big future. And also Gold Rush.
Oh yes.
Who
I mean, talking.
Well, it's glorious pedigree, of course. She has the tenacity of her mother, and I think, like a lot of Frankels, she's a filly who will enjoy a trip in time. Now, she'd have over a stone to find with the likes of a rhododendron or what have you, but it's not impossible. She's only had 3 runs. If she improved her 7-run trip, could be a Yorkshire Oaks filly.
She's going to be very selectively campaigned as well, isn't she? You know, I mean, she's 2 from 2 already. Black type is just, you know, she already has a bit of black type.
3 from 3 even, is she?
3 from 3. Yeah. I don't know. Bulger doesn't generally selectively campaign horses. He likes to get them earning. So it'll be interesting to see how she goes this season.
Johnny, couple for you.
I'll give another, frankly, contingent Dermot Wells horse. Really hope it goes for the Oaks. Kenya, Aidan O'Brien's horse, think he'll do well. And third one, I think if September can defy her physical inhibitions, because she's not big, I think she could be very, very good. She's bred to stay and she's lots of pace, so they're my 3. Maybe not, but I really like contingent.
It'll be intriguing to see how that crop of fillies, and you've got the likes of Clemmy, Happily Magical as well in there too. So
I think Clemmy will be top class.
Yeah, you were kind of signed up to her fan club from day one.
I just hope she makes the Guineas. There was maybe a slight doubt about it. She had a stone bruise and we won't rush her, but I think she'll be okay.
Okay, well, let's move on to Saturday and start with the action at Doncaster. Start with the Cammage Trophy. Lancelot Delac, Stewards Cup winner, probably top in the market for this. What do you make of this?
Rightfully so, Tom. Yeah. He's fitting well. The ground is no issue to him. He's the highest rated horse in the race. Should get a decent pace to aim at, although he's overcome slack gallop in the past. I thought he'd win.
Yeah, I thought kind of couldn't believe the price went in, to be perfectly honest.
Seems very fair, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We get so used to the jump season, these shorties, and then you look at this proper quality horse at the top of the market at odds against. It seems very, very fair. Johnny, your thoughts on the Cammage Trophy?
It'll be interesting to see how Blue de Vega gets on here. He was with Michael O'Callaghan. This trip is definitely on the sharp side. This absolutely infuriates me in Britain, where they insist on saying 6 furlongs and 2 yards. And Lingfield is 7 furlongs and 1 yard. Like, lads, seriously, just get rid of the yard. It's grand, like.
I think Simon Rowlands and friends can probably lay some claim to that for their, inaccurate distances they've been calling out.
It's just like it's like the train that has to leave exactly on time. Like just have a cup of tea, relax.
Okay.
Perfect.
As Johnny sprints down the platform.
Perfect pasture for me for the Easterby Yard. Stable in good enough form. Tricky race.
Yeah, no doubt. The Doncaster Mile, Tabarak and Zabeel Prince probably disputing the top of the market here, upcoming at 3 o'clock at Donny. Is it between those two?
It looks to be, Tabarak's a really, really solid horse. He basically runs his race every time he turns up. He has a penalty granted, but I thought he might have a tactical edge here. There's no pace really in the race. He has made the running before, not in his last few runs granted, but I think the boy Crowley will find it irresistible this time and say he'll make all.
Good stuff, Johnny.
The other reason for that is Zabeel Prince is such a keen going horse, and how he'll adjust first race of the season in a small field. He's gotten away with this in the past, notably at York when I was amazed he won. Now he's disappointed in his last run, but I'd be concerned about him at the prices. I'm going to take a little chance on the outside here. Another Touch, who is fine on soft ground, is fine in a small field. He doesn't have a huge amount to find, and I just think at the prices he could be around 14, 16 to 1. I think the race just might be run to suit, particularly if Zabeel Prince pulls hard. Everything else has a better chance after a furlong. Yeah,
fair enough. I thought Zabeel Prince would go for Lincoln, to be perfectly honest, but just with the bigger field, and might be able to hide in it a little bit. But anyway, let's move on to the Lincoln, upcoming at 3:35. David Amir looking for back-to-back wins in the way. He's got Lord Glitters here, but all the money's for the Fire Brigade, apparently.
It is for the Fire Brigade, which I was a little bit surprised about. Obviously, there's not much between himself and Adabe, but Adabe did beat him at Newmarket and was £2 better off. Trained by William Haggis, who proud Yorkshireman, going for his 4th win in the race. Usually targets one at it. Adabe would do for me. Yeah,
I thought Adabe was also my own mate Bravery gets in at the bottom as well.
Yes, ex-AP O'Brien.
Absolutely, fourth behind Otad, I think, in the Guineas a few years ago. Anyway, your thoughts on the race?
And Otad ran in a race, the Madrid, he won on, which we'll be talking about actually. But Leader Writer, who is not named after me, but could be named after Dukey, if anyone hasn't read his blogs, they're absolutely brilliant, unique. And I'm not just saying that, because I actually am just saying that. Leader Writer, this horse was actually barred from France pretty much. He was thrown out because he wouldn't enter the stalls. Now he's with Spiller, and he's another keen going horse, but nice return on the all-weather, loves soft ground. You're just hoping the big field that he'll settle. He's not badly handicapped, I think. Again, just ticks a few boxes. Definitely been laid out for this race. So we're talking about running them in. The Cambridge are back in the end of last season, but he's come here and 12-14 to 1.
Yeah, it'd be a big day for Henry Spiller as well if that was to win. Anything else on the Doncaster card standing out for you? Yeah, it's just a cracking card, isn't it?
Well, it's a cracking card, and there's one race where I'll be having 2 bets.
Okay.
The 225.
Okay.
So
is one of them tagged here?
It certainly is.
Yeah, okay.
So obviously he's been off for 2 years, and you could argue he hasn't been missed in the market, but he is 5 to 1.
Yeah.
And how well handicapped could this horse be?
Well, he was supposed to go for the Tercentenary Stakes after he'd won the last time. That was his aim. So you'd have to assume that he is a 105-odd horse, and here he is in a mark of 95.
And the race couldn't have worked out better. And he had a tough trip that day. He got interfered with at the start, and he was quite keen in the run. I don't think the drop to a mile will inconvenience him. And the soft ground, actually, with his pedigree, he's by Dragon Pulse out of a pivotal mare, I think. So that screams soft ground.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
So he's 5 to 1. Just trust in the G. He'll get it done. Except for the fact that Titus is also in the race. And now I have a docket somewhere down the back of the couch at home on Titus for the 2017 Derby.
Okay.
That didn't work out. Basically, the season just got away from well last year. But this is a very good looking horse, this Titus. And Declan Carroll picked him up for 40-odd grand. I think it could be a good buy. He's 25 to 1. I won't let him go on back to that price.
Okay, well that's fair enough. That's in the 225. Anything else for you on the Doncaster card? Okie doke. Newbury as well. Did anything jump off the card for you at Newbury?
Newbury looked impossible, Tom.
I thought it looked very difficult as well.
The Juvenile Handicap Hurl is an interesting race.
Yeah.
It's I suppose it is kind of time to kind of think about the flat now at this stage, notwithstanding Thurles, which is a very interesting card.
Are you going to have a crack at that Pierce Maloney Memorial?
Yeah, I do like a horse in this actually.
It's cut up quite badly, but
it's still a nice race, you know. And in fairness, it should be honouring Pierce Maloney, one of the gentlemen of racing. So sadly taken, really very young. Castlegrace Paddy, though, for me, he's the same connections of Morning Assembly, who was retired this week. Actually backed him for the Fox Hunters, and instead of qualifying, he fell at the first when he needed to win his last Open. But Castlegrace Paddy.
I like the way you turned a tribute there into a little punting story of your own. That was really nicely done,
It's all about the punting stories. But this horse, I just, if you go through this race, Tombstone for me, he's been campaigned like a Gigginstown horse, thrown at a lot of races. He's grand. He's had his problems, lots of problems actually. Montalbano's fallen twice, bit of a head the ball. Admittedly got the job done last time. Jess and Cadmium, I'd be able to take them on. Castlegrace Paddy badly needed to run the last day, still bolted up. Good herder, Andrew Lynch rode in the last day. I think he could be a lot of value here.
Okay, doke, fair enough. Anything else on Saturday jumping off the card at you?
I had a look at that Novice Chase and Thurles as well, and a 5-runner race. I don't trust Tombstone or Jet.
Okay.
So if I can narrow it down to 3.
So you're just drawing lines?
Yeah,
to them,
I should probably have a bet. Johnny makes a compelling case for his horse in fairness, but I thought Cadmium maybe just had the most upside of those other 3. And I was going to back him, but I think I'll back Johnny's as well. I think I'll back 2 in a 5-runner race.
Okay, and what's effectively you've narrowed down to a 3-runner race.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah, the theory is right.
You'd be hopeful you'd have the winner. By the way, you wouldn't want something jumping off the page at you. You've had a very hard Cheltenham, I would have thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably did last Saturday, but yeah. In any event.
Let's move on to the Sunday action, and of course it's the start of the flat season in Ireland at Naas, and we'll be there. We'll be really looking forward to it. We'll start off with the Madrid handicap over 7 furlongs at 340. As Johnny mentioned already, of course, it was the first stepping stone for Autad towards the Guineas. Do you think there's the proverbial group horse in the handicap here, Brendan?
Quite possibly.
Okay, cool.
Quite probably, Juki.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm going to row in with you on this one.
Probably.
Okay, go for it.
The London Icon, an expensive yearling by Elzam.
Now in the care of Adrian Keatley.
Done a fine job with him last year. On his
classic winning trainer, Adrian Keatley.
Oh, of course,
yes.
yeah. On his maiden third, the marker 91 looks fair. That race has worked out really well. He then bolted up in an ace maiden, which wasn't as strong, granted, but the second went and won at Dundalk at least as well. Probably has the biggest knee action of any horse in the country, this London Icon. I'd say the worry about him would be when the ground gets better. But at the moment, we don't have to worry about that.
Okay, so we're hoping for another jet setting scenario here, where he rolls up with the Curragh and we have a downpour, which has happened.
It has happened.
Guineas weekend last year was a washout. So.
And he'll absolutely relish the ground tomorrow, and I think he'll win.
Okay, so you're with London Icon. Are you rowing in?
I am running London Icon. I went through the race deeply enough, and I didn't really like a lot of them in it. And he looks the class act. And I should mention in the first race as well, which is one of my favourite races of the year.
Always brilliant.
It's becoming less of a kind of a favourite race, because if you look at it on Sunday, the trainers represented, like there's literally no top trainer apart from Jim Bulger, and
Brendan Duke.
And Brendan Duke, I should mention.
Senior.
But Jim has a horse in it who is bivocalised, Son of Beauty, and I just think on pedigree, I'd be very surprised if this horse did not go very close. He's out of a whipper mare. His half brother, I think, or half sister is by Intense Focus. Yet
unbelievably, one by Vocalize and one by Intense Focus.
So Son of Beauty is very interesting. The first thing.
Yeah, and he's won it with the likes of Dawn Approach in the past.
He has.
But so you're with, anyway. Are you with London Icon in Madrid handicap?
I am very much.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's just wrap that up.
I'm all over London in Madrid, as it were. Yeah.
Wonderful. See, that's why he gets paid the big bucks. We're just doing the.
I actually have a bet. I did bets earlier this year on London and New York football team in a double. Yeah. That was one of my proudest achievements at last.
The high tide raises all ships, Tom. We're improving just by sitting here.
Exactly. Right, let's move on to the only group action on the card, the Lodge Park Stud Park Express Stakes. Look, Rhododendron was $1 million to run in this, and wasn't she, to be fair. But
this is a big year for Team DK.
It's massive.
He did Annus Horribilis last year. Really, not a good year. And the Tamios filly here should be taking the beat and making light. Ground is no problem. My sources tell me, and
that's making light. Yeah.
May or may not making light. May or may not be reliable. That his horses are in very good shape at the moment, and I think he's going to have a good start to the season. This. Not the strongest renewal of the race.
Is your source Dermot Weld?
It's not actually.
Okay.
It's not. It's not. I haven't spoken to him in a while. I want to talk to him on Sunday to convince him that the Guineas is not the way to go contingent.
Okay, this is quite the lobbying campaign here.
It is, and I imagine a huge sway over Lord Grimthorpe and Dermot Weld.
Absolutely.
The Khaled Abdullah himself.
the Park Express for you, Brendan?
Yes, I thought it was interesting. Elegant Pose is a filly I love. She tries her heart out, but the trip is a bare minimum for her. Of course, she just got up from nowhere to beat Making Light last year. I thought, like Johnny, if you took out last season, the previous 3 or 4 years, Weld had started the season red hot.
Absolutely.
So if we just say put last year down to just being a terrible year, and he starts red hot again, she might be able to turn that short head around.
Okie doke. I kind of like Panstar for what it's worth, just because I think...
Go on the ground?
Yeah, we'll go on the ground. Really nice performance in the current soft ground last year. Mile, step up to a mile shouldn't be a problem. Jim's horse is generally fit early. Anyway, that was my 2 cents. But let's move on to the big one. The Lincoln at 450, 20-odd go to post here. Surely the Bell's Aussie Valentine will finish second, but who will finish first?
Well, I was going to put up Aussie Valentine.
Oh, wait, okay.
Actually,
Four-time lucky.
He's been second 3 times. I knew he'd been second twice. He's been second. So he's a great record in the race. Last year, when he was second, it was the same prep. He had a tune-up in Dundalk.
Yeah.
I know it's with a different trainer this year. But had a similar prep. He's £4 lower. I thought he was a knock on each way bet.
Yeah, absolutely. She always finished in the thing. He split the 2 Ger Lines on it as well, wasn't it? Brendan Bracken won, and the really well supported one finished third, I think. But Johnny, your thoughts on Lincoln?
I'm with Harry Rogers on the if list here, actually, which should be a big price. And unlike a lot of these horses, will come in fit from hurdling, actually, and will lack nothing for fitness. And bolted up at Roscommon last year over 1.2 miles against Apparition, and that form actually really took on a different kind of context afterwards. Apparition did very well for Joseph, the motivator filly. On the if list is by Ifraj. Now you could say that he hasn't won enough to actually win this, but he really goes through. He handles the ground and he go 1.2 miles, no problem. Will stay really well. I just think if he's handy a furlong down, you're going to get a right good run for your money. So here's hoping. I think Conor Hoban takes the right.
Staying 1.2 miles, no
Will
harm
help
at
an
Nace on the going on Sunday, by the way. Won't. Certainly won't. Anything else jumping at you on the Nace card, Brendan?
Oh, the 305.
Yeah.
I'm seriously conflicted in this race. 2 of my favourite angles are Class Angle. The 2 top-rated horses in the handicap are 109 and 108.
But that is unheard of in Ireland.
Well, it seems...
When Sunarrest won at the Curragh last year, I thought that was him done for handicap, and I just thought there's absolutely no chance.
I couldn't agree more. So that's fascinating. But that's one of my favourite angles. But my all-time favourite angle, as you know, is the BFA, the best fresh angle. Okay. And we have one here in this Gymkhana, who won this race last year off £4 lower, disappeared, then went to Jessica Harrington, where he'd been off for over 100 days, bolted up in Goran, then disappeared. This horse only seems to turn up after a prolonged break. He's after a prolonged break. If he's in the form he was in last year, £4 won't stop him. I'll be back in the Gymkhana.
You're with Gymkhana. Anything else for you?
I like hints. I think Sister Tala Springs should win the maiden she's running in. Aidan was flying it in this card last year. He won. I think he won 2 of the maidens. Order of the Garter and a Lawman filly out of Watchman's won at 7-1 under Anna, who we were told then that evening was like, you want to get on Anna for the apprentice title at 9-1. And I was looking at this, and I said, this is a hell of an angle here, and a lot of us got involved, and it was one of those things. But I think we're all delighted that she's back to such health and riding out again in Ballydoyle.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was mad last year, actually. Yeah. Quite an angle. Good work. Do you fancy anything in that race? In that sprint, the handicap? No.
No, I'm going to leave my powder dry for that.
Yeah. Sunarrest is an intriguing horse, though. I'm not sure if he can compete off 108, but I think I'd actually be following him for the season in these kind of races. But anything else on the next card for you, Johnny? You give us one in the first.
So I like Bulgers in the first, just on pedigree, and I like Hence. I'd be pretty sweet on Making Light. I think Dermot, even though he's not exactly a young man at this stage, he's been around a long time. I think he will want to set the record straight a bit this season, because last year wasn't good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's move on to some of the best bets of the weekend then. Of course, reminder, Ladbrokes Go, best odds guaranteed in shops from 11 till 1 every week there. So we're going to get your best bet and your multiple for the weekend as well. So Johnny, we'll start with you.
Making Light and Galway to win the Connacht Football Championship.
Okie doke. You just give us a double?
Yeah.
Okay, no, fair enough.
I would go for my traditional Trixie.
Absolutely, I wouldn't expect anything else.
Well, I like Trixies and I love alliteration, so I'll go with the NAP, the 225 in Doncaster, Tack Deer in the G We Trust, the 150 Doncaster, Lancelot du Lac, and in the 3 o'clock Doncaster, Tabarrak.
Oh, I feel like I should be like passing you the sheet like on countdown because
Countdown,
I'm
yeah.
gone with Takdir, Lancelot, Dulac, and you know what? For a bit of, I'm going to go with Adiab in the Lincoln as well. So there's my 3.
Wisdom of crowds, Tom.
Wisdom of crowds, exactly. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back again next week with more.